1 in 5 Americans is affected by mental health conditions. Each year, millions of Americans face the reality of living with a mental illness. During May, people around the country are raising awareness of mental health. Coming up, we'll take a look at some of the events happening within the community right here on Polk Place. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Lauren Lingell. With me in studio, we have Jessica Lawson, Community Relations Associate at Peace River Center. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I'm so glad you're here, and I'm excited to hear about what's going on. So, first of all, tell me a little bit about Peace River Center.
Sure. So Peace River Center is, they serve Highlands, Hardy, and Polk County. We've been doing this since 1948. They provide behavioral health services. So we not only provide crisis services, we also have a victim services unit. We have a children's services that we provide. The basis is really wraparound services. So once someone comes to us, we want to make sure that we're taking a look to see everything that we can do to be able to stabilize and make sure that people have the resources they need to live their best life to the fullest in the community of their choice.
So behavioral health is kind of a new concept. What does that mean?
Sure, so it encompasses both the mental side as well as substance use disorders. So you're treating, a lot of times you'll find that there are co-occurring issues. So you're treating both the mental illnesses as well as substance use issues. We have victim services, we do services for children. There's really just a wide variety, but you're looking at the whole body and figuring out, what's the best to put them on the path to recovery. Whether it is the co-occurring, both mental health and substance use disorders, or if it's just mental health, just really making them as healthy and whole as possible.
Fantastic. So what's going on at Peace River Center?
Sure. So May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So we are really, working with the community to spread the word, and obviously mental health has been in the news a lot lately. We want to make sure that people are really understanding all of the facts about mental health and also the resources out there. I think that's one of the biggest issues, is that people don't realize how many resources there really are. So obviously we have our crisis line that people can call 24 hours a day. We have over 29 locations, so there's lots of ways that you can access services at Peace River Center. But for the month of May, we're actually focused on mental health first aid. So just like you would learn CPR if someone was having a heart attack, you learn the skills to be able to identify if someone is struggling with a mental illness or a substance use disorder episode. So you're really able to respond in a non-judgmental way. You're obviously not providing counseling, but you're learning how to handle that emergency situation. So it's an 8-hour course. It's actually provided free thanks to a grant from the Give Well Foundation. So people can come out and learn more about what to look for signs. The course features role-playing situations to kind of walk people through, so that when those situations, if they do occur, they're prepared to be able to respond.
So it's kind of like you're being taught, if someone's exhibiting some behavior that you're just like, that is bizarre, you can identify that may be linked to this and get them some help if they need it.
Absolutely. So it's knowing to identify the signs, what to look for, and then also how to link them to the resources they need.
That's cool. So have you had the opportunity to read over any of the scenarios?
I haven't, no. This will be, I'm fairly new to the organization, so this will be the first time going through the courses, but they're very well attended. We've held them in the past, and they're normally always at capacity. And we actually just got a staff member who's going to be certified, so we'll be offering more of them.
Oh, that's really interesting. So did I also see that you offer this to youth?
So it's actually not to youth, it's actually for people who work with youth. So your teachers, your guidance counselors, anybody in the community who deals with youth regularly, it allows you to really understand not just mental illness in youth, but Most mental illnesses present in children starting at age 14, and there's a lot that goes on during adolescence, so it's really teaching attendees how to identify, is this a normal adolescent development thing, or is my teen experiencing something that might be, a little bit more of a mental health issue that needs to be addressed. So really understanding, again, the signs and symptoms and what goes on in adolescent development versus what is a potential sign of mental health concern.
So is it fair to say that what an adult the behavior that they might exhibit is not the same in an adolescent, even if they're going through the exact same things?
Right, absolutely, because sometimes there's hormone changes that are taking place, and that can compound with a mental health issue, or it could just be that they're experiencing an adolescent struggle, whether it's bullying at school or
right.
If there's something going on at the home that they need help with that maybe isn't a mental health issue but still might require like outpatient therapy to resolve and work through the issues. So we offer all of those services, but this will help you really identify, okay, is this just my teen being a moody teen, or is this my teen really, kind of giving me a sign that I need to connect him with some therapy?
So this is kind of like the decoder ring for some of this behavior to see if, hey, do I really need to get my teen some help? Do I need to get my child some help? Or is this just like, we're just having a really bad continuation of the terrible twos forever?
Exactly.
So what else is going on? I feel like there's one other event.
Sure. So we are offering 2 of the mental health courses, as we mentioned, but then we're also doing, Norm Smalls approached us to do a play. He is well known in the theater community throughout Central Florida, and he is producing a play called You Are Not Alone, Out of the Darkness, A Concert of Hope. And it's really to raise awareness of suicide prevention. So 44,000 people die every year by suicide, and he just wants to really shine a little bit of light into that subject. He's been personally impacted by it and just wants more people to be, again, aware of the signs, know what to look for, not be afraid to ask someone. There's obviously the stigma around, oh, well, if you ask someone, does it put the idea in their head? And absolutely not. Always ask the question, if you need to get somebody help. Like I said, that 24-hour crisis line is always available, and always, Peace River Center is always there to help.
For those individuals who think that someone, is being kind of acting a little different and they want to have that conversation with them, do you have any tips on how to like approach that conversation with somebody who
Sure.
might be thinking about suicide?
Absolutely. So you want to make sure that you're there alongside of them, that you're not talking down to them or accusing them, but that you're really acting as a support system. We will get through this together.
Sure.
Obviously, if someone is mentioning that they do feel like they're going to harm themselves, stay with them. Stay with them until you can get them help. Don't, oh, well, maybe tomorrow. Absolutely not. Like, stay with them and make sure that you get them the help that they need. It might feel invasive, but that invasion could save a life. So just be sure to, be supportive. Don't, we'll walk through it together. I'll be there, whatever you need, because that's what they need essentially. They don't need someone accusing them or, questioning or trying to get to the deeper issue or what is the root of the problem. They just need somebody to really walk through that process with them to the healing.
Absolutely, and then you can direct them to your crisis line.
Absolutely. So the crisis line, it's 24/7. It's 519-3744. And we welcome you. They serve as a referral source too. So even if you just need to know about our substance use disorders, or obviously we have like a rape recovery program. There's tons of resources that Peace River Center has, and that crisis line can put you in touch with any of those resources. And then there's also more information on our website, peacerivercenter.org.
Another question about the crisis line. You all have the ability to go out and talk with people, right?
Yes, that is what's actually one of the very unique elements of Peace River, is that no matter where you are in the community, no matter what time of day it is, someone can actually come out and meet you. So if you're in the middle of the grocery store and all of a sudden, the walls feel like they're closing in, someone can actually, you can call them on the phone and they will come and meet you at that location and figure out, a solution. What do we need to do? Is it something like a Baker Act where you're observed for a little bit, or is it just that you need connections with outpatient therapy? So they really help that person in that emotional and mental episode go into something a little bit more rational and calm and, solution-based.
But just because you call the crisis line doesn't automatically mean you're going to be Baker acted. I
No,
mean,
absolutely
you
not.
have there are rules.
Absolutely not. No, it is an option, and when you ask the director about that, he explains that they get everything from what is your number for outpatient therapy to I feel a little bit suicidal. What do I do?
Right.
And obviously, so you have both ends of the spectrum, and the counselors are trained to handle either situation. And like I said, link with whatever resources are needed, whether it is just, giving you our substance use disorder number or our outpatient therapy number, or if it really is, alerting law enforcement, getting some help in place so that, we work on getting a solution so that there's no self-harm.
That's an incredible service that's available to everybody in I guess, the Tri-County area. And I think that's really important, the work that you all are doing to make sure that people get help if they need it.
Absolutely.
Well, Jess, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Definitely. Peace River Center's mission is to engage, restore, and empower individuals in the community. Each year, they help fight stigma, provide support, educate the public, and support people with mental illness and their families. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and this year's theme, fitness, #4Mind4Body. There are several events to help raise awareness about mental health. For more information on classes and seminars, give them a call at 863-519-0575, extension 6417, or look them up on the web at www.peacerivercenter.org.